So you recently accused Senator Mark Kelly, a veteran, an astronaut, of crossing the line for participating in a video reminding troops that they can refuse to follow illegal orders. Okay. Let's see some of what you said, my friend.
Sure. You know better, Senator Kelly. You know better. How dare you do that? You could go to the House. You can put up drawer paperwork. You can try to start articles of impeachment if you think there's something illegal. I mean, damn, it ain't like y'all haven't done it before. You impeached the man twice. Where'd that get you? Got his behind back in the White House. Had you left him alone since 2020, maybe he wouldn't be back. You don't tell military men and women to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. You don't do that.
Caffeine's a bitch, you know?
Now, let me just remind you that Pete Hegseth said in 2016, I do think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their commander-in-chief. Okay. Now, given the fact that the secretary himself said that, I'd love to give you the opportunity to perhaps change your position on what you said.
I'm not changing a thing.
Okay.
I didn't stutter when I said it.
You want to stay loud and wrong?
Well, you could call it loud and wrong all you want to. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
But yeah, this blew up so bad. This is still recommended to me after 2 days. Stephen A. Smith just went on The View and shut it down. You know, and they probably regret bringing him back on. They might not bring him back on after this showing. But again, I know how a lot of y'all feel about Stephen A. We know, you know, about The View. They call it the spew. Not The View, the spew. You know, and how anybody can sit up and watch these ladies. I mean, on both sides. If you're liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, independent, I don't know how anybody can sit up the time of day and watch these ladies. You know, it's gotten so bad over the course of the last few years. I mean, man, you know, having to read legal notes out every single show, you know, fear-mongering, hate-mongering, you know, gaslighting, lies, misinformation. The other lady over there, it's all about the race card, race, you know, we're all garbage, you know, racist, you know, I tell you the same stuff, fascist, sexism, you know, we didn't want to choose a woman, that's why Trump's back in the White House. All they say the same stuff. I mean, it's just the most ridiculous stuff we've heard, you know, coming out of these ladies' mouth. You know, that the voters, we Trumpers are just stupid. We're uneducated. I'm quoting, you know. But Stephen A. Smith literally went on this show and shut all of that crap down, you know, and his recent comments of, you know, just how bad Democrats have gotten. Even, you know, telling the military to disobey the commander-in-chief, you know, and he even went up and told them, you know, the Democratic Party is done. It's bad. And y'all tried to do all this to stop Trump and y'all failed. And even went up on The View and told them it was so bad weaponized. You know? Y'all tried everything in the book to stop the man. But you walked him back in there with a new suit, new shoes, some of that new hair gel so Trump can slick it to the right. Yeah. And now you actually have a president. Whether you love or hate it, agree or disagree with the man, we actually know who's running the country. That your auto pin presidency was a complete disaster. Didn't know who was running the country. and that y'all gave Trump a complete mess. He's inherited a complete mess. So we can't just say it's all the big bad orange man's fault. But let's get into this, man. We're gonna play some clips. I mean, man, this one says Stephen A. holds a mirror up to the Democrat Party, exposing how their hatred of Trump over policy is costing them elections. Whoopi and the cast of The View did not like it one bit. Producer quickly cut to commercial and ended the segment. Oh boy.
We're back with Stephen A. Smith. You were about to disagree.
I was disagreeing with this. As a Democrat, the bottom line is this. When we talk about poor people, who ain't thinking about poor people? The Democratic Party, I know I do. I know that most candidates within the Democratic Party that I know they think about poor folks. I know they think about the desolate and the disenfranchised. I get that. But what I'm saying is that during the campaign, were you doing what it takes to win? You had too many people going after him for stuff that wasn't going to stick. It wasn't going to influence his voters. So what I would say to you, Whoopi, and what I would say to anybody that doesn't want J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or somebody like that to succeed him, focus on what's going to win.
Yeah.
That's where my sports background comes in. Tell me what's going to win. I don't want to hear, but I understand the LGBTQ community is important. I understand that the desolate and disenfranchised is somebody we should always be looking out for. I understand the economy. I understand immigration. I get all of that. But the point is, I'm trying to win to make sure that I'm in office and you're not. What is it going to take? The Democrats did not do that last time.
And that's what happens. What is the winning issue now?
Affordability and safety.
Yes.
Period. Affordability and safety in the streets of the United States of America. And a willingness to cross the aisle and show that you're willing to work with people to get stuff done so we don't have this chaos just because we disagree.
I think that the Democrats try harder than the Republicans to do that.
Well, really?
Yeah.
They need to walk Joy off that. Look. Hey, I don't know if y'all caught on throughout this show when we seen some of these clips. Stephen A. just couldn't stand Joy Behar. I mean, just saying the most ridiculous things. And after he went on his rant and called it out for what it is, she says, "Oh, you're on so much caffeine, Stephen A." And he says, "I didn't drink caffeine, ma'am." I don't even know why that lady there opens up her mouth, man.
I don't know about that.
Here's what we do know. We do know that.
Look at the face he made to Joy Behar. Look at the face he made. Look. I don't even know why she opens up her mouth. She is so... They all are irrelevant, but she's one of the most irrelevant personnel on the show. I mean, man, somebody get me a bag. Every time she opens up her mouth, we just throw up in the bag. Check this one out. As Stephen A. drops truth bombs on The View after they say Trump doesn't have any mandate.
He's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called...
This was last time. This was the last time he was on The View.
Landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever. And he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play.
That is a mandate. You know, this was literally the last time he was. I had to just go jump into this clip of the last time he was on The View. You know, and now he's trending once again on the spew of defending President Trump and calling these ladies out to their face and shutting all this crap down.
Around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won a popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it all, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
Well, it's a different
When that shit-
definition of a mandate, I guess.
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad.
some people didn't
we
show
should
up.
continue to do that.
Do you think
No,
that those-
don't continue to do that.
do you
Find a
think
new
that-
strategy.
Oh boy, you just can't make that up. This was literally Stephen A. What? This was a 3 weeks ago, but this was a week before he went on to The View, and once again he went viral. Now he's went on The View, defended President Trump, and set those women straight. But before he went on, he said this 1 week before he went on to The View. Check this out.
Let me tell y'all something before I go to the calls. I'm excited. A week from tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC, I will be on The View. I'm the guest on The View. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm supposed to brace myself because folks are going to come at me because of the things that I said and all of I can't wait. I will be ready.
But I still can't get over this viral clip where he literally embarrasses Sunny Hostin on her own show. Sunny Hostin literally thought she had Stephen A. Smith cornered. And that he was just gonna say, yeah, I want to backtrack. I want to take back what I said, of Senator Mark Kennedy, about the video of them on those Democrats telling the military to disobey Trump, and that Trump is the big bad orange man, and there are illegal orders. It's a disgrace, man. What illegal orders? Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself, man. But check this out. He embarrasses her on her own show. She thought she had him cornered.
So you recently accused Senator Mark Kelly, a veteran, an astronaut, of crossing the line for participating in a video reminding troops that they can refuse to follow illegal orders.
Okay.
Let's see some of what you said, my friend.
Sure.
You know better, Senator Kelly. You know better. How dare you do that? You could go to the House. You can put up drawer paperwork. You can try to start articles of impeachment if you think there's something illegal. I mean, damn, it ain't like y'all haven't done it before. You impeached the man twice. Where'd that get you? Got us behind back in the White House. Had you left him alone since 2020, maybe he wouldn't be back. You don't tell military men and women to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. You don't do that.
Caffeine's a bitch,
Now let me just remind
Like, Joy, shut the hell up. Caffeine is a bitch.
you that
Stephen A's like, ma'am, I don't drink caffeine. Y'all heard him? Ma'am, I don't drink caffeine. Like, shut up. You just don't even open up your mouth. I mean, man.
Pete Hegseth said in 2016, I do think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their commander-in-chief. Okay. Now, given the fact that the secretary himself said that, I'd love to give you the opportunity to perhaps change your position on what you said.
I'm not changing a thing.
Okay.
I didn't stutter when I said it.
You want to stay loud and wrong?
Well, you can call it loud and wrong all you want to. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine.
Yeah, just like that. Shut up, heifer. Shut them heifers up. Shut them hens up. And look, again, I don't know why she opens up her mouth. Look. And she says, shut up, Joy. But Stephen A. Smith is going to say Trump is being Trump. 77 million people voted for this. And he's going to say 77 million people don't care. So Trump is being Trump. We know what we signed up for. Electing Trump back into the big house. Trump is not going to be politically correct. He's not going to have a politicians. He's anti-politician. He's going to call it out for what it is. It might be a couple curse words. It might be this and that. He's going to call it for what it is. He's going to say what's on his mind. And that's why so many people love President Trump.
Even though he's going on late night Truth Social tirades. In the middle of the night, he's texting and calling Governor Walz a name that we don't use anymore to disability. He's attacking female reporters.
He called Governor Walz retarded. Oh, I mean, he ought to be ashamed of himself, and he ought to be walked out in handcuffs right now. I know there's a full investigation going on right now, but what's been done to that to that state, and things that has been done in that state, and the biggest fraud and corruption, the biggest scandals, you know, I'm telling you, man. There should be a whole lot of other worse things that ought to come out of Trump's mouth and a lot of our mouths towards Tim Walz and many others. I'm just saying.
Piggy and ugly. He's falling asleep in the middle of a meeting. I mean, I said yesterday that Marco Rubio is boring, but not that boring that he would fall asleep.
And that's just been the report every single day with the left and Democrats and the fake news mainstream media. Trump is fell asleep. They post a picture. If Trump blinks, you know, that's why I say Trump just fall asleep. Then I remember in a previous show I said Trump just the hell with it, fall asleep. You know, seems like y'all didn't care the last doggone 4 years. You know, as they plugged the machine up into the wall, and didn't know who the hell was running the country. And ran the thing straight to the god doggone ground. So yeah, I say Trump just go on, sit back in that chair, talk your trash, and then just go on, nod off, wait till everything in, then get back up, talk some more trash, and bam. Yeah. Because it seems like you've done more in the last couple of months than the last 4 god doggone years.
So what do you think's going on with him?
Trump is being Trump.
Really? There's nothing cognitively wrong there?
Well, I'm not saying whether there is or isn't. What I'm saying is 77 million people don't care. They voted for him. And those same 77 million people
is it
will
still
do it
that
again.
Number?
They would do it. Well, you could say that it is or isn't, but the point is he's the president.
He said, did y'all get what Stephen A. Smith said right there? He said those same 77 million people will vote for him again.
The United States, despite the onslaught of stuff that was coming his way.
Trump is claiming.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you just can't make this up, man. But y'all weigh in with your thoughts, man. Again, seeing Stephen A. Smith, again, these clips are still popping up. But this was like literally the headline right here of the breaking news. Stephen A. Smith defends Trump on The View amid controversy. And then look, thousands of posts, you know, where Stephen A. Smith called these ladies out and shut it down. But I know how some of y'all feel about Stephen A. Smith, and we know we've covered some things on Stephen A. Smith, and him being this and that, and flip flopper, and then it's gotten so bad for the Democrat Party. People are even saying Stephen A. Smith can be a candidate, for a presidential run. I tell you, boy. But hey, y'all weigh in with your thoughts. I love y'all. God bless y'all and your family, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.